Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Awaken, His Memories and Powers at Land of Wave. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode over on Anime King of What If Naruto Was the Strongest Half-Breed Uchiha, and enjoy that guys. And also over in Anime Prince I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto and Deku were brothers, and Naruto had an OP quirk, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy guys. And also remember to turn on the bell notification if you're new, and stick around for the 4 channels guys now, Anime Prince included. Links will be down in the description, so go ahead and enjoy them guys. So without further ado, we jump right into this new episode. Begin now guys. So the last spot we left off, months had passed since. What had happened when Naruto had began his training. A lot has happened in the past couple of months. However, at the moment Team 7 was on a mission. Sakura had recently grown a bit in terms of training, as she had learned a few defensive and offensive earth-style jutsu. However, she was still not nowhere close to the other two. Sasuke now had two-toed him in both of his eyes, as he had gotten a whole deal stronger. As for Naruto, well, he was still a master to them. At the moment, as they were facing off against the bandits that had tried to rob one of Konoha's suppliers, who had called for their aid, and now Naruto was gone, as Kakashi rushed out to search after him. However, as one of the bandits rushed towards where the house was, inside was a woman known as Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann was one of Orochimaru's servants, as she was a powerful one, the powerful bloodline. However, the moment the man opened the door to tell her what's going on, his head was removed. Gurren saw the boy standing there. He seemed to be no older than 14 years old, yet he had this presence about him that just made things feel so fearful. As Naruto spoke to her, she tried to escape, however he moved so fast, as she was totally not prepared for its speed. As he slunged away with her, she quickly disengaged, as she created her crystal dragon and sent it towards him. However, he shattered it with a swipe of his blade. He spoke to her. His words were cryptic, however he told her to run. Kakashi Hatake was coming. So with that she left. Kakashi arrived a moment later as Naruto told him that the enemy came up here. However, they were able to escape before it could get to them. So with that they returned back to the village. As for Orochimaru, he was disappointed to hear that Gurren failed. However, Gurren told him everything, and Orochimaru heard about the whisker marks and the blonde hair. As one person came to mind, that was Naruto Uzumaki. Kabuto had told him about that one, who seemed to have changed over the past couple of months. From a knuckle-fool idiot to a strange, secretive person. Orochimaru hadn't paid enough mind because, while the Jinchuriki was a valuable asset, he was not important right now. Now when he heard that the kid sounded like he wanted to go against Konoha, Orochimaru had a plan. Back at the village, a lot more had happened the past couple of months. For one, Ino got a new friend. His name was Naruto Uzumaki. The first day that Inoichi saw Naruto step into his house and Ino brought him over, he almost had a heart attack. His wife Inko told him to be calm about it. After all, they were just friends, and Inko did not judge Naruto for what the people saw him as. So that was a good thing. However, Inoichi still did not like it as he spoke to the Hokage about this. However, Inoichi was the one that erased those memories from Naruto, so he shouldn't be worried, Hiruzen said to him, unless there was something he wasn't telling him. However, he just kept everything to himself, as he truly believed that everything was going to be fine. Well, he convinced himself to believe that. As for Naruto, he was up to many things that none of them knew. Things that will cause all of them to be in shock When they found out, however, they will not, until it was too late. As Naruto has been planning for the past couple of months, learning a lot more from Kurumi. As she had a Uzumaki friend after all, so she knew about Fuinjutsu, something that Naruto would need. As for his blade, Naruto had Kurumi pumped her chakra into it. It was her idea to make the blade partially sentient, with her chakra inside of it and his as well, making it rather destructive and dangerous. And also, he was the only one that could wield that blade. If an enemy were to get their hands on it, well, it wouldn't be pretty for them. So with that out of the way, the time was coming up for the Chunin exams. Because of the delay in Taki, the Chunin exam came late this year. However, it gave the students enough time to train and get stronger. As everyone was ready for the upcoming exams, their name was all signed up. As Naruto met the Saiyan siblings, there was a girl amongst the team known as Gaia. She was the youngest daughter of the Kazekage and she possessed the One Tails. Her and Kurumi was not good friends. Despite being siblings, Shikaku, who had taken on the modular figure, down to a T, a woman with long sandy hair, glared at Kurumi. As Kurumi was the only tail beast that could retain her human form in the outside world, none of the other tail beasts could do that, and Kurumi never taught them or tell them how she could do that. While they could retain their human form in their Jinjulki mindscape, they could not in the outside world because their chakra was too massive to be pinned down so much. Unless it was some kind of sealing jutsu. And Kurumi never told them. However, Shikaku hated her for other reasons as well. After all, Shikaku was a One Tails and she was a 9. And Kurumi was also, well, she was always boasting. However, Naruto find Gaia interesting, the way she carried herself. As Naruto told her, just because their Bijus are not friends doesn't mean that they can't be friends. As she didn't seem to take much notice of that. It seems like she mostly followed a lot what her Biju told her. However, they separated afterwards. Kankuro and Tamar finding the scene awkward and strange. Never seen their sister behave like that before. Later that day, as Naruto was making his way, he knew that he was being watched. He knew that he was being followed. However, he set this up as he knew that the person was there. A Senmon hit him in the neck as he fell to the ground. When he woke up, he was strapped down that seal on his chest. Someone was in the darkness speaking to him. However, Naruto's sword flew right to the door, almost severing the person and stabbed Naruto in the stomach, just barely, as the seals were burned off his body and he was freed. As it's time that he and the person had a face-to-face chat, the person chuckled as they step out of the darkness. So yeah guys, basically that's what left off. You guys can switch across the place for yourself, and don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs over in the other channels, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. So yeah, without further ado, this will be jump right into the new episode. Begin now guys. Where is he? Said Sakura, as both her and Sasuke stood out of the academy, waiting for their final teammate to show up. Today was the exams and Naruto wasn't here. I swear, if he makes us late, she said. However, Sasuke did not say anything to her, knowing that her threats were empty. Since Naruto took on this new personality, this new way of acting and speaking and carrying himself, Sakura would not dare to punch him, because he would retaliate. The last time she tried, he almost split her throat open. However, Kakashi was there. Naruto did not seem like he would do it. However, Sasuke saw the look in his eyes, the way he looked at her like he would just do it without a second hesitation. However, Kakashi told him to knock it off, saying that he wouldn't harm Sakura, they were teammates after all. However, Sasuke saw something completely different. He had no idea what happened to the blonde. However, it's like he turned into a completely different person. And he was also a lot stronger than Sasuke thought. And he refused to spar with him. Sasuke always kept his bravado and said that Naruto was afraid of him to fight him. However, the more time went on, the more things that Sasuke started to see to make him realize that maybe that wasn't the case. That is when they saw him. More like they felt him. Ever since he started to act this way, Naruto had this presence about him. When he's near you, it's like you felt a chill, like a ghost that just passed by you. Oh, am I late? Said Naruto. Sakura gulped a bit, as he just looked at her. There was just something about his eyes as he looked into yours. Naruto made direct eye contact whenever he was speaking to you. It was like he was staring directly in your soul. She shook her head to the side, as she focused on the ground. Yeah, you're late, she said, not looking him in the eyes. Well then, let us not waste time. As usual, he was wearing that black cloak, so you could not tell what he was holding underneath or what he had underneath. But Sasuke was sure that he had a blade, a strange crafted blade that he only saw a couple of times. However, he never got a full good view at it. Making their way, as Naruto walked ahead of them, his blonde hair swaying behind him, as it had grown down towards his back. They arrived towards the second floor. Arriving there, Sasuke noticed something was off. That is when he noticed a genjutsu. As he stepped forward, Sasuke decided to make a little fuss. He still had his arrogance and his pride, as him and one of the others got into a bit of a squabble, and that caused someone to flash in the center, as he declared himself as Rock Lee. However, Naruto ignored him. There was one person he was focusing on, and that was the Hyuga of the team. Well, it seems like everyone's mere existence annoys him, said Naruto. Exactly, said Kurumi. You can literally feel the hate coming from him. And he's not really hating on anyone, it's just like he hates everything. Maybe he even hates his life, said Kurumi. He must be one of the unfortunate souls to be born in the branch family, said Naruto. Well, it's not our problem, said Kurumi. Well, I was merely making a speculation, said Naruto. As he looked around, it seems like Sasuke wants these idiots to join the exams. Sometimes I really wonder, how can someone claim to be so smart and powerful and yet act so idiotic and dumb? And they used to call me the dumb one, said Naruto, as his hands were under his cloak. As Naruto walked past Rock Lee, and he walked past Neji as well. Neji gave his turn as he watched Naruto walk out. Sasuke, Naruto is going away, said Sakura to Sasuke. Sasuke looked over at Lee, who was saying something about a challenge, as Sasuke grumbled, acting like they were the late ones when he was the one that got here late. Come on, Sakura. As they quickly made their way. As Tenten stepped forward, Lee, I thought you said that we shouldn't give anything away. Is that right, Neji? She said. She turned towards Neji as she saw a look on his face that she couldn't explain. What's wrong? She said. As Lee stepped forward, yes, he said, looking towards Neji as he noticed his hand. Your hand seemed to be shaking. Are you afraid of something? He said. Is it the competition? Neji looked down toward his hand. What the hell? That kid. He just brushed up against him while passing him. And Neji felt a chill. It was like every fiber of his being was trying to move, and yet at the same time he was frozen in one place, causing him to tremble. Just what the hell was that? As Neji himself was baffled, he snapped out of it as he focused on it too. I'm fine, he said, as he stopped any after question by simply ignoring what they say. However, he still wondered what just happened to him. Back with Naruto as him and Team 7 was making their way, Kurumi was laughing in his head. Well, that surely made him shake, she said. Well, I want him to understand that his hatred is nothing compared to mine, said Naruto, as he kept on walking. That was until they heard, Hey you, with the attitude. Glancing up, Sasuke saw none other than a guy back there. As Sasuke had a hard time remember his name, because he dismissed him so quickly he didn't even remember. However, Sakura did. Rock Lee, she said, as Lee flipped and jumped down. Sasuke Uchiha, I challenge you, he shouted. Sasuke snarled at that. To think this nobody think that he can challenge him of all people. Well, he was hoping for a good fight in this exam. You want to fight me? You do know who I am, don't you? Sasuke said. Yes. The last remaining Uchiha within Konoha. Everyone said that you're a prodigy, however I will show you that hard work is better than being a prodigy at any time, said Lee as he slipped into a stance. Sasuke scoffed. Fine. If you want to lose so early, I would be more than glad to wipe the floor with you. As Sasuke watched as Lee rushed forward, Sasuke watched him as he did not think that his Sharingan had to be used in this battle to end this. However, to his surprise, Lee flashed right toward his stomach. Sasuke was about to get the shit knocked out of him, however, Lee's wrist was grabbed. The force of the grabbing counter sent out a small shockwave to show that Lee was intending on knocking the absolute crap out of Sasuke. However, The person that grabbed the fist canceled it out with ease. As Naruto stood between them, his hand holding Lee's wrist, Lee glanced towards him rather shocked. He's heard nothing about this one, however, he was fast enough to appear here and stop him with such ease. As Sakura stepped back a bit, surprised when Naruto just flashed past her like that. Sasuke himself was angry, as he didn't even see the blonde as he appeared. "I'm sorry," said Naruto, "but if anyone is gonna humiliate Sasuke, it will be me." Sasuke grit his teeth at that. "What was that, you dope?" he said. As Naruto glanced towards him, "Come on, you've been looking to test me ever since. I know it might sound spoiled, but I want to be the one to put you in your place. Do you really think you have what it takes to put me down?" Sasuke said. "Well, when we fight, we will see," said Naruto. "As for you, I suggest that you get lost." Lee's instincts told him to attack, as his body recognized a threat. That is why his left fist lashed out in a rather brutal manner. However, Naruto's eyes turned towards the fist, as he noticed the speed that he was coming at. He's pretty fast. Naruto ducked, as his hair fluttered behind him. However, Lee brought up his knee that would have shattered Naruto's nose right on contact and threw him back. But Naruto's hand came up and slapped Lee's leg, causing it to crack the ground slightly as Lee felt a spasm went up in his leg. As that was his undoing, that little second of hesitation, it caused Naruto to turn and slam its elbow right into Lee's chest. Lee gasped out, unable to catch his breath, as he staggered back. As Naruto appeared and slammed an uppercut right under his chin, lifting him off his feet. However, he reached up and grabbed Lee's leg before he slammed him in the earth, cracking the stadium floor. As Lee coughed up spit, as Naruto looked down towards him, Lee groaned in pain. However, he flipped back up to his feet as he held on to his stomach area and his chest. You are better than I thought," said Lee as he wiped his mouth. "I would have never expected there was another one. I thought it was only the Uchiha." "Well, I did hear my sensei said that Team 7 has never failed a mission. I guess I shouldn't be surprised," Lee said. "However, my flames of youth will not be extinguished that quickly, and I shall show you what my true flames feel like," said Lee. "Now, it is time for you to experience my heat, my youthful flames." He rocketed forward in blinding speeds, as fast as he could go with his weights. A smirk came on Naruto's face. However, before Lee could reach Naruto, someone flashed between them and gripped Lee before he threw him to the other side. As Naruto glanced up as he saw a green spandex man in front of him dressed just like Lee. It was his sensei, Might Guy. "Guy sensei," said Lee. Guy narrowed his eyes behind him as he focused on Kakashi's student. He felt something a moment ago that caused him to quickly rush and intervene. "Lee, what are you doing?" he said. "How could you be so unyouthful to run away from your teammates and start a battle right before the beginning of the exams? Do you want to dim your flames of youth so you can't experience and show them as bright as you can within the actual exam?" Guy said. Lee lowered his head. "I'm sorry, Guy sensei." It's just BAM! Guy punched Lee as he rocked backwards. Sakura and Sasuke raised an eyebrow as Lee picked himself up. "I'm sorry, Lee, but it had to be done for you to understand the consequences of your actions." As Lee lowered his head, "Yes, Guy sensei." "Lee, Guy sensei." The weirdest scene to ever happen in human history happened in front of them as the both of them hugged. "Okay, I'm out," said Naruto as he walked away. Yeah, me too," said Sakura. "Count me in," said Sasuke as he left as well, leaving the two men hugging and crying together. "Well, that was weird," Sakura said. "Hey, dope, the next time you see me doing something, don't get involved. That was my fight." "Do you hear me?" Sasuke asked, but Naruto simply ignored him as he appeared towards the door. "Kakashi-sensei," Sakura said, "what are you doing here?" "I just want to wish my 3 little students good luck before the exams. And I was glad that all of you Took your time to make it here after all. If one of you did not compete, none of you could have taken the exam. But you said that this was optional. Yes, but it's still a team exam. So I'm proud of all three of you coming together, he said, with a proud smile. I smiled at Ace. Well then, good luck. As he poofed away afterwards. As Naruto opened the door, the other two behind him stepping in. The moment they did so though, killer intent, raw, corrosive killer intent, washed over every single one of them. Sakura quickly trembled as she cowered down. Sasuke started to sweat a bit, however, he stood his ground. However, it was still getting to him. Kurumi started to laugh in Naruto's head. Pathetic. I mean, does they really think that this could cover you down? Why don't you show them a taste of what you're capable of? I know. Scare them shitless, she said. I was just gonna say the same thing, said Naruto, as he started to laugh, causing many people look at him curiously. Hey, it's that guy, said Temari, as Gaia turned her head and looked over towards the individual, as she could hear Mother in her head, already cursing those people. When Naruto stopped laughing though, the room went deathly silent. No one said a word. No one moved. That is when the pressure happened. The whole room was blasted with raw, uncontrollable killer intent that caused many members to collapse down to their knees, gripping their chests. Kankuro and Temari was one of them. As behind Naruto, a gigantic demon that was bathed in all black with at least 100 eyes. It looked like a thing that you would find in a horror book. It was the visual representation of his hate, of his malice. As it started to extend tentacle of darkness that grip, it gripped their hearts, literally passing into their chests and gripped their hearts, squeezing. Many of them could not breathe. None of this was actually real, however, that is what they were seeing because the action was being done to them. Several of them started to throw up, several of them passed out. However, it was only here that this was affecting. In the Jonin examination room, Kuruna UI came to an absolute stop as she started to feel it. The whole room was swelled, the academy was swallowed in nothing but malice. All of the Jonin senseis got on guard, thinking that this was some kind of force of nature attacking like the Nine Tails. As they saw a few members shaking looking toward the screen. What the hell is going on? Kakashi was making his way came to a stop as he felt all the hair on his body stand up. Over the Hokage's tower, Harrison paused his paperwork as the man came to an utter stop when he felt his bones creaking. The sensation of death hovering over the horizon with Ibiki Marino, proctor of the exam. What in the hell is that, he said as he made his way towards the room to spy to see what was going on. A few of his tunings could not even move. Back in the room, Sakura was one of them to throw up. Being so close to Naruto, Sasuke was on his knees. There was only a few people remaining standing, Gaia being one of them, her green eyes looking towards Naruto, as her siblings were on the ground, trembling, as Naruto stopped the killer intent. The moment he let up, many of the members quickly ran. Several teams from several other villages ran, as they left the room as fast as possible, too afraid to stand up to this monster. However, a team from the Hidden Stone was standing there. The members, none of them faltered in their step. They did look a bit disheveled, however, there was a reason why they did not falter. They were not normal Genins. There was two teams from Kumo that was there, and they did not look normal as well. While they were indeed sweating, and they had a look of shock on their face, they still stood their ground because they were special. There was a reason why they were here. And after what Naruto just did, he became their prime target. The room was quickly flooded out as Ibiki watched as several of the future Chunins ran from the room. Over in the far distance, there was a grass team. The two other grass shinobis were on the ground. However, there was a woman. As she was wearing a straw hat, she had a luscious grin on her face, as her tongue elongated as she licked her lips, with a happy smile on her face. Well, that was fun. A few seconds later, the door opened up, as Team 10 walked in. Every single one of them were shaken. Shikamaru looked worse for wear. Choji looked frightened. Ino moved over to Naruto. Naruto-kun, she said. What was that? Sasuke noticed that, usually, she would be all over him. However, he did not really care, but he did notice. Well, I just had to make sure that they all knew their place. That their liticular intent was nothing, he said. As the remaining members were afraid to look him in the eyes. However, the team from the Stone and Kumo were watching him carefully. What do you mean, Ino asked? Nothing for you to worry about, said Naruto. You're okay, right? He gave her that charming smile. She didn't know when it happened, but she and Naruto became such close friends that she even invited him over. Well, it was his idea, and she invited him over to have dinner with her parents. It's not like they were dating or anything, but they were just so close friends. In the academy, he was just so different, but now, he's amazing, she thought to herself. Yeah, I'm fine, she said. Oh, hey there, Sakura, she said. You don't look so well. As Sakura wiped her mouth, a few chonins appear in the room, as they look rather upset as they start to clean the room because the place had a lot of throw up in it. As someone was over to the side watching Naruto, as Naruto paid it no mind. I'll be right back, he said, as he made his way toward the front, where Gaia was. Immediately, Temari and Kankuro tensed, but he paid them no mind. Why, hello again, he said. It's lovely to see you. Do you think you scare me, she said to him. Oh, on the contrary, no. I'm glad that you're not scared, after all. It proved to me that you're one hell of a woman, said Naruto. Tough, powerful. And those are some really wonderful traits, Naruto said with a grin. Caused Naruto to look away. What do you want, she said. I already told you mother doesn't like you. Well, who cares what mother think? Let her stay inside and relax. Besides, I'm here for you, not her. The gort on her back started to vibrate a bit. What? You're gonna hurt me, said Naruto. You're too close, she said to him. You never had someone this close before, Naruto asked. As the gort was vibrating even more, it seems like she was the one stopping it, because it was trying to lash out at him. Mother doesn't like you, she said. Alright, I'll go, said Naruto. But remember, Mother is not always in charge. Remember that, Gaia-chan, he said. As she felt strange at being called that. Chan, why was he acting this way towards her like he knew her? Gaia, said Temari, she stepped forward. What was that? As Gaia gave her a glare, as she turned her head. I do not know, she said. Across the room, a man in spectacles was looking over at the Jonin team that were rolling in. Kiba came in, asking what the hell was that. However, he was basically ignored. That is when he noticed Naruto. Shikamaru was watching Naruto carefully. Ino said that he had changed a bit. However, he was not just different. Something about him was off. Hinata was also watching him as well. She has been spying on him for some time now, and he wasn't acting like Naruto that she knew. Something was different, but she doesn't know exactly what it is. As Ibiki proceeded to return back to the room, stopping Kabuto in his tracks from going over to the team. At the Hokage Tower, Kat appeared. Hokage-sama. It was Naruto Uzumaki. The other teams had tried to make him and Team 7 cower down because of their killer intent. However, he retaliated in releasing his own. I see, Hiruzen said. Hokage-sama, can I speak freely, she asks. Yes, sure Nico, go ahead. I've been on countless missions before, and I've seen evil. I've seen people that can kill without any remorse. I felt the depths of people hatred, but that child, I think something is wrong with him. Why would you say that? The feeling he gave off, while not completely similar to the Kyuubi. It seems far more dark, corrupted. I remember that night I was just a child, and I was so scared from the feeling. However, it gripped at my heart. I can't explain it. Being close, a lot of participants left the examination room. A great deal of them. He has lessened the number by a quarter, by himself, by just putting fear into them. Here's a look down. I don't know what to say, but I don't think that it's safe for you to allow him to remain a ninja. Do you really think it's that bad? Yes, and I believe it's only gonna get worse. His drastic change in attitude. There is definitely something wrong with him, said Nico. Thank you, Harrison said. I guess I have to do something about this now. Harrison was hoping that this mess would just cancel itself out, that he was wrong about Naruto, but there was too much coincidence, and he needed to make sure that he doesn't jeopardize his village. Time skip. Alright everyone, Uncle said with a smile on her face. There was a short amount of ninjas here. The first examined Whittle a bit more out. They were already afraid of what Naruto did, however. What Ibiki said pushed them over the edge, a lot more left. Uncle was surprised that Ibiki widowed so much. He did not even tell her that he was not the one responsible. She had felt the sensation at first of death, but seeing that she didn't see a gigantic demonic fox, she checked it out, but she did not rush to anything too much. Uncle went on to explain the tests and what they had to do. Once she came to an end, she quickly handed out their scrolls. As Naruto took the scroll, it was a heaven scroll, so they had to get to Earth. Around 30 minutes later, the group was located in the Forest of Death. While that was going on, Ibiki stood in front of Hiruzen, being one of the people that knew about Naruto, seeing that he was there. What do you think? I believe somehow he has retained his memories. As Hiruzen looked at him in the hardened eyes. You really believe that he acts? Yes, sir. Normally, I would say that Inuichi work is impeccable. However, you had me monitor this child before, and did a psychiatrical evaluation on him without him even noticing. That was when he was within the academy. After that wave mission, the same time he reawakened his powers, his attitude, this sensation, sir. I don't think this is normal for any child, and this was not the Kyuubi. It was him, all him. His hatred for things around him, maybe even this entire village, has turned him into something that I can't even explain. I think it would be best if you take him out of the ninja program. You're the second one to tell me that now. Because from what I've seen, Hokage-sama, something more catastrophic will happen if we don't make a move soon. Hiruzen sighed, knowing that just taking Naruto out of the program like this wouldn't really make any sense to him or several other people, and might cause even more worse damage than good. I want to see for myself how he participates, so I'll let him participate in the exams. After this, I will make my final judgment. It's for the best, Hokage-sama. No child, not a single child in the entire elemental nation, should have such darkness within their heart. There was something there. Something that even scared Ibiki Marino. Ibiki Marino of all people. The man had been put through a gruesome torturing session by another nation and yet came out alive. And this child scared him. It made Hiruzen worried. Meanwhile in the forest, Sasuke slowly picked himself up. A moment ago, they were making their way when a winged jutsu slammed into them, and they all got separated. And now, he groaned as he heard a voice. He turned to see that it was Sakura groaning in pain. As he moved towards her, that is when he heard laughter. My, looky what I found, the voice said. Meanwhile that was going on, Gaia held up her hand as the sand wrapped around the ranged nobis before squeezing them to death. She was merciless. She was ruthless. As Tamar saw the earth scroll, jackpot, she said. However, Someone stepped on the scroll before she could pick it up. As she glanced up, "You," she said. "Me," said Naruto, as he pulled the scroll back with his feet before he kicked it up in the air and catch it. Tamar stepped back as she gripped her fan. As Kankuro took out his puppet immediately, thinking that he was here to fight. However, Naruto ignored him. "It's good to see you, Gaia," he said. "I told you before, Mother doesn't like you. What do you want?" she said. My, a rather brutal kill. Also a bit heartless. Well, that can be a good and a bad thing, said Naruto, as he looked around at the bodies. Well, I suppose they deserve it. Or not. Well, who am I to judge? I've done far worse, said Naruto as he looked around. Sand rushed towards him, however. It tried to grab him, but it only grabbed a log. As Naruto stood up the tree. My. Are you trying to give me a hug? He asked. The sand destroyed the tree as Naruto appeared behind her, only for the sand to wrap around him, causing the sand to flood his entire body as it stopped right at his neck. She raised her hand. Mother wants me to kill you. She wants me to make you suffer because of what you have. Well, if that is the case, what exactly are you gonna do? You do know that because of what I have, it makes you and I, well, like the same, said Naruto. What is he talking about? Said Temari. Who is this guy? Nothing for you to worry about, love. I'm just a little friend of Gaia here, said Naruto. You're not her friend. I've never heard of you before. You're just some stalker, said Kankuro. Well, Gaia does seem to mind. Consider that she has you wrapped up in her sand, ready to kill you. I think she does, said Kankuro. Come on now, Gaia, said Naruto. I was only here to talk. There's no need for this unnecessary behavior. As Naruto heard the two tail beasts quarreling in his head, as he was sure that Gaia could hear it as well. However, he simply smiled. The sand exploded outwards, caused him to cuff her chin, shocking her that he could do that. As he looked into her green eyes. We'll talk soon, he said. With that, he flashed away. As Tamar looked towards Gaia. Gaia, what was that? I do not know. He keeps on bugging me. I'll kill him, said Gaia. As she wondered why her heart was beating this fast. Usually, even after killing people, she did not feel her heart beating this fast. That bastard, he took the scroll, said Kankuro. Damn it, said Tamari. Back with the remaining members of Team 7, Sasuke was unconscious on the ground. What did you do to him, Sakura yelled. Oh, I simply gave him a gift, said Orochimaru with a smirk. A gift that you will come to seek me out for. You bastard, she said. If anything happened to Sasuke-kun, you'll pay. As Orochimaru chuckled at her threats. Little girl think that she's strong enough to say that. It's rather amusing, Orochimaru said, stepping forward. Sakura grit her teeth, however. She couldn't stop her body from trembling. That is when chop. She collapsed right beside Sasuke, unconscious. Well, that was anticlimactic, said Naruto as he glanced up. And what do we have here? Orochimaru said. The last member of Team 7, he said, circling around Naruto. Yes, that would be me, said Naruto. You know, some heads up on your plan would have been nice. Well, I hope you're not too badly hurt, Naruto-kun, Orochimaru said with a grin. Flashback. Someone stepped out of the shadows to reveal that it was none other than the snake Sanin himself. My. Not even an ounce of fear, Orochimaru said, as Naruto held his blade in his hand after destroying himself. Tell me though, what if I was an accomplice of the Hokage? You know what you just said would have sentenced you to death, right? That is just blatant treason. Well, you see, Orochimaru, said Naruto, as he walked around the snake Sanin who kept the eye on him. The man's head turned like an owl. I have this nifty little ability. I can sense special people. Sense special people? Just think of it as one of my gifts for now. I knew that you were following me. Well, not you exactly, but There isn't much people that have so much hate in their heart towards this village like me. And you are one of them. A wonderful ability, Orochimaru said, if you were able to tell that I was a threat. Now you, said Naruto, why would you show yourself like this? What if I were going to report back to the Hokage? Well, you see, I have plans for Konoha. I recently got some information on you from one of my spies. And then later on I heard that you ran into one of my accomplices. Ah, the lovely woman, said Naruto. A rather wonderful female specimen that was. However, she didn't seem to like me that much. Well, you did cause her mission to fail. Yes, I suppose you're right, said Naruto. However, let us stop the meaningless chatter, shall we? You wonder what I seek. After all, I'm supposed to be the loyal Konoha ninja, going up against the famous Snake Sanin, one of the most wanted criminals of Konoha. Yes. So, please talk fast. After all, if you do turn out to be something that I'm not impressed by, I may just use you to destroy your home. As Naruto chuckled. Well, I assure you, you'll want to hear what I have to say. End of flashback. Well, Naruto-kun, you prove your point. Even going as far to knock out your teammates. I believe I can use you after all. However, I don't trust you, Orochimaru said. Reasonable, said Naruto. I don't trust you either. However, you should know that I will bring Konoha to its knees. I will have someone make contact with you. When I see fit, Orochimaru said. When you see fit, said Naruto. Yes. Think of it as me bossing you around, Orochimaru said. Like a boss would do to an employee. Not telling you when something's gonna happen. Why would you do that? The poor little me, said Naruto. Well, I want to see what is your resolve. If you really want Konoha to burn, or are you just a spoily little brat that is angry at everything and just lonely inside, Orochimaru said. I guess I understand your reasoning, said Naruto. Well then, by all means. However, if you go about this yourself and do not involve me, I will spend every waking day of my life hunting you down until I finally kill you. Orochimaru chuckled. You think you can accomplish that, Naruto-kun, he said, as he stepped closer. As Naruto looked up at the man. Well, we won't know until we try. I would give you a gift, however. I doubt the beast would allow it. So then, I guess I'll see you soon. As Orochimaru simply walked away. As he melted into a tree, and he was gone. Their little conversation that night had proved fruitful. However, no, it was a waiting game. As Naruto heard a growl in his head. I know you're not happy, but for now. He's right, he does have the upper hand, said Naruto. He has the force, he has the power. While I am just little old Naruto. Come on now, Naruto-kun, said Chrome. Don't sell yourself short. But you're right. However, I don't like the way he speaks to you. Don't worry, said Naruto. His time will come in the far future. However, for now, he's still useful. Time skip. At the Hokage's tower, Hiruzen had asked the honest input of the two people that he had watched Naruto. One being Ibiki Marino, who said that it would be best if they took Naruto out of the program. And that was a lot, knowing who Naruto was and what he contained. Ibiki feared the prospect of this boy becoming something too dangerous that they could not handle. As for Yujiro, she's been watching Naruto for a majority of his life now. When he was younger, he was calm, sedated, so she knew full well that this was not the same person that she knew a couple years ago. This was a different monster completely, which even scared her. As Hiruzen never expected the both of them to agree to take him out of the program, now he knew that it was truly bad. That is why he's waiting for. Thank you for coming, Hiruzen said. So quickly, as Inoichi came in the room. We need to talk. This concerned Naruto, does it? Said Inoichi. Yes. Time skip. Sasuke's eyes cracked open. as he found himself feeling so powerful, so amazing. He looked around as he noticed he was the only one here. It actually worked. He glanced up as he saw Naruto in the tree. As Naruto got to his feet and jumped down, Sasuke was oozing with a purple aura. With this power, I can crush anyone in my way, even you. And then he's next. However, Sasuke said, "You're first," as he rushed forward. However, before he could get in close to Naruto, Naruto's body exploded into lightning, blasting Sasuke through a tree, and another until he fell unconscious. A few minutes later, the real Naruto arrived, as he was cleaning his hand of blood. He had separated the two of them using two clones. Keep eyeing on them. Sasuke woke up much earlier than he thought. However, the process did work, as Naruto watched the marks receded. Well, he was done here anyway, Naruto thought as he made his way towards the tower. His other clone picking up Sakura. She was needed to pass his part anyways. Time skip. The report was sent back to Hiruzen that Naruto came back with his two team members unconscious. Hiruzen sent a letter out for none other than Jiraiya of the Sannin, as he needed Jiraiya to return back to the village. He was going to make a difficult decision. However, Hiruzen was worried about the prospect of the future. They need to have Naruto go under an evaluation test, a physical and mental evaluation test. Hiruzen truly believed that Naruto had broken the seal and somehow remember. However, he was plotting something truly terrifying and dangerous. However, it will take a while, at least 2 weeks for Jiraiya to get back to the village. Hiruzen would not make a move until then, as he wanted to hear Jiraiya input in this. The last time he did something, he never got him involved until he was already going to start the process with having Inoichi erase Naruto's mind. However, he wants to hear what Jiraiya has to say for his godson. He needs to know, because Hiruzen was feeling so much guilt right now. Because he had feared what Naruto would turn into, so he locked him away. A part of him that is, and now, it seemed to have resurfaced. As for the remaining members of Team 7, Sakura and Sasuke woke up. In the tower, Sasuke had no prior knowledge of waking up with a curse mark. All he knew was that someone bit him in the neck, as he remembered that it was the snake Sannin. Sasuke was furious, as he was marked like some pawn. However, vague recollections of the power flooded through his mind in his dreams. The 5 days fly past rather quickly. Gaia and her team was the first one to arrive, followed by Team 7 and the remaining teams start to enter. At this moment, everyone was gathered. A manhunt went out for Orochimaru, but he was nowhere to be found. No one could find him. Hiruzen Sarutobi stood on the balcony as he was giving his speech. His eyes were firmly fixed on the participant, as one of them was none other than Naruto himself. Hiruzen was worried about the future prospect of where this will take all of them. He noticed at the moment Naruto came back from Land of Wave, he was hiding so much, not only from him but from Kakashi as well. As Kurumi spoke up in Naruto's head. "Something is off," she said. "What do you mean?" "It's the Hokage. He's projecting his feelings towards you." "Just focus," she said to him. As Naruto had a unique sensory ability that was passed down because of the bloodline merging of the Uzumakis. This was no normal sensory ability. However, he had yet to completely master it. He's been working for a few months now, it hasn't been that long. "Yes, and what I sense is mostly guilt," said Naruto. "Wait, you don't think... How would you know?" "Well, your personality has been a lot different. However, I doubt you would jump to high speculations even if your personality is different. After all, he would never physically outright tell you that. He sealed away your memories. However, be more careful. I doubt you will do anything but stay on your guard just in case. But you can still remind him that you're still different. The wave mission changed you a lot. So you're not the same anymore, but maybe you're not what you think you are." "I think I understand," said Naruto, with a small smirk to his face. As the proctor for this test was Hayate, a sickly looking man. There was just a small number of people here, and that was the Konoha teams. the Sand Team, and one Stone Team as well, none other. Naruto had scared a quarter of them and Ibiki had gotten rid of another quarter of them, and the exam had picked a lot of them off, dwindling the number from the hundreds to a couple that remain here. As the preliminary matches started, the ones that were not fighting heading up towards the railing, as Lee was watching Naruto as you remember what happened to him. As Naruto smiled at Guy as he passed her, Temari and Kankuro glared at Naruto, however he ignored them. As Neji looked at Naruto skeptically, Hinata glancing towards Naruto, as she knew that something was wrong. However, Naruto seemed to ignore all of this, as he simply closed his eyes, going into a state of meditation, ignoring everything around him as he spoke to Kuromi. By the time he was nudged, he noticed it was Kakashi. As Naruto noticed that a few of the people that were here were now gone, including Sakura. Sasuke looked a bit disheveled, however, he seemed fine, as Naruto had just blacked out the fights. As he realized that his name was on the board, facing Kiba Inuzaka, calmly making his way down there, Kiba had a smirk on his face. Despite the changes, he believed that Naruto was still the same old Naruto. Ino was gone as well, probably taken to the infirmary. As Naruto made his way down there calmly, as both of them stood down there. "Are you both ready?" Hayate asked. "Yeah, let's hurry this up. It's not gonna take too long," Kiba said. "Oh, is that so?" said Naruto, as he nodded to the proctor. "Alright, begin!" "Akamaru, you just stay aside. I'll finish this quickly," Kiba said. "Just because you change your look doesn't mean that you're different. You're always a dead last, and you have no idea how strong I become," said Kiba, as he spun and headed straight towards Naruto. "It's over," said Kunai. Just like the other, she was delusional. Bam! Kiba slammed right into Naruto's chest. Naruto slammed into the wall as Kiba returned back to his normal state. "See? I told you." "Nothing too much," Kiba said with a smirk, as Sasuke narrowed his gaze. As Naruto slowly picked himself up. "What?" Kunai said, surprised. As Kiba turned his head. How are you still standing?" he said. "I just wanted to see how strong you really are. And I must say, Kiba, I'm disappointed, because that was pathetic." As Kiba grit his teeth. "I don't know what the hell you got back to your feet, but this is over." "Yes, it is." Naruto flashed in front of Kiba, shocking the participants by his speed. "Damn, he's fast," said Temari. Kiba didn't know what hit him, but he felt his head being pushed up to the heavens. The next thing he knew, he felt a blinding pain in his guts. He then felt his arm snap to the side as he howled in pain. Akamaru tried to rush over, however a feet slammed into the poor dog, throwing him like a ball. "Akamaru!" Kiba cried out, only for his left arm to be snapped. Hinata covered her mouth in shock, as everyone watched a brutal scene. Naruto had first uppercut Kiba, then slammed a fist in his stomach. He then proceeded to snap his right then left arm, before he turned and roundhouse kicked Kiba right in the face. The dog boy slammed brutally in the wall, as Naruto appeared and gripped him by the throat, before he started to squeeze the life out of Kiba. The proctor flashed down there. "Stop it," he said, as Naruto kept on squeezing. "Uzumaki!" he shouted, as Naruto released him, as Kiba collapsed face first, unconscious. "Medics!" the proctor called out, as they quickly rushed and picked him up and rushed towards the infirmary. The proctor sent Naruto a glare. "When I said stop, I mean stop." "Sorry, I guess I just got caught up." Harrison eyes widened at the display that he just saw. Kuromi chuckled in his head. "Let's see how he swings this, after all. You know nothing about your memories being erased. You're just a ninja that is fighting. So I don't see what the problem is." "Exactly," said Naruto. "Winner, Naruto Uzumaki," Hayate said, as Naruto calmly stuffed his hands in his pockets. His coat was still around him, as the people could not understand what was under that coat because it seemed to be pitch black inside. They did not even see his blade. As Naruto walked past Gaia with a smirk, Kurenai stopped in his path though, as she sent him a heated glare. How can you do that to one of your own comrades? You're both from the same village. Why did you have to do him like that, she said. She was still shocked that he did that to Kiba. Huh? What do you mean, said Naruto. Why did you have to be so brutal, she said, anger in her tone. Well, he was all boasting about this and that, so I figured I would just rough him up a bit. Sorry if he's too pathetic and weak to handle me, said Naruto. Why, you little Kurenai, said Kakashi, stopping her from doing something stupid. Hinata stepped back away from Naruto, as she looked fearful, as she was up next to face off against Choji. It turns out that Sakura had been the one to fight Neji, and been defeated in a matter of seconds, and Ino had faced off against Kankuro. Hinata and Choji were two soft people. However, in the end, Hinata won, as Choji didn't want to hurt her. She didn't want to hurt him, so they played it kind of soft, but the gentle fist style was far more effective than his expansion technique. I must say, Naruto, that was really brutal for a comrade, said Kakashi. Well, he said he was strong, said Naruto, as he ignored everything else and simply closed his eyes. Sasuke watched him carefully. The preliminaries quickly came to an end as the rest of the fights went off. Gaia was rather brutal with Lee, as she still won despite Lee opening the gates. However, he was one tough bastard. Once the preliminaries came to an end, they had 1 month to train and get better, as Naruto looked up as he saw that he would be facing off against Sasuke Uchiha. That brought a smile to his face. He didn't care about the other matches, well except for Gaia. She would be facing Neji. Well, that should be fun, he thought. Sasuke sent Naruto a heated glare. However, Naruto simply smiled. Kakashi told Naruto that he will be training Sasuke, and he will get a Jonin Sensei for him. However, Naruto told him not to bother. After all, he could train himself. However, Kakashi insists, after all, it would seem as neglect to just leave Naruto alone without any help at all, as Naruto told him to do what he wanted before he left. Kakashi watched him as he left. Before Kakashi could leave though, Kakashi was called by Hiruzen to have a little chat. 3 days later, he couldn't find him. Ebisu was trying to find Naruto, as Kakashi had called in a favor with him. However, he couldn't find him, as Naruto was really trying to outwit him. As Ebisu checked everywhere and he couldn't find the kid nowhere. When he went to the Hokage though, he was told that Naruto had been seen around. However, this was because Naruto was being watched by the Anvus. As Ebisu could not find him, but Hiruzen told him to not interfere, because he had someone else in mind to train Naruto. So he backed off. At the moment, as Naruto just came back from having a little lunch, as someone walked past him, the person brushed against him, as Naruto felt something in his hand. He said nothing as he kept on walking. Once he got home, he unfurled a note. It was a specific location. Tonight. A smirk came on his face. So, he's finally ready to chat, Naruto thought to himself. Meanwhile that was going on, Jiraiya was making his way back to the Hidden Leaf. As he received a scroll, the topic was Naruto and it was urgent, so he had to make his way home quickly. Later that night, Hinata Hyuga will be facing off against the guy from the sand in the finals, the puppet user. She was on a nightly stroll. She knew that she shouldn't be out this time. However, she just escaped from her caretaker. The reason being, she's worried for Naruto. She usually stopped by his place and used her Byakugan to check upon him, to make sure that he's okay. However, she arrived. Before she could get even close though, she noticed that there was Anvus on the roof. This was not Yujiro, this was another Anvu that was just changing shift, as he did not fully take in his surroundings, not noticing the small girl that hid behind the wall when she noticed him. As Hinata wondered what was going on, not wanting to be caught knowing that her father would not like her to be out here at this night, she quickly moved off, making her way as she noticed that there was a few shinobis moving on the roof, so she went towards a different location. As she ended up in a training ground, with her eyes still activated, she caught sight of a blonde hair. as he left her range of vision. Could it be? She chased after the person. As she arrived, she slowed her breathing as she hid. It was Naruto. He was talking to some guy. She's never seen him before. However, he was wearing glasses. As she read their lips, Hinata's eyes went wide in shock as she saw Naruto's lips move. And he said the words, "Destroy Konoha. I would be glad to help burn this village down to the ground." As Hinata couldn't believe what she was seeing, she had to go. She had to get out of here. She ran off. However, Hinata being Hinata accidentally tripped, and she made noise as she dropped to the ground. She picked herself up as she ran as fast as she could, trying to get out of here. She was afraid. Naruto had scared her, and this was even worse. She didn't know what to do. Should she tell people? No, that would get him in trouble, but why? Why was he BAM? She was so caught up in her thoughts. She did not even notice she bumped into someone and dropped to the ground. As she was in the training ground, Hinata glanced up as she had run out of the woods. She looked up to see Naruto looking down at her. Her face became fearful as she looked into his eyes, which were so cold and ruthless. As Naruto stooped down, as he just looked at her. "Naruto-kun," she said, as he sighed. As he slowly pulled himself up. "Why did you have to come out here?" said Naruto. "I don't have a qualms with killing you, but, well, it was just poor judgment on your point for seeing me." Hinata's eyes went fearful. What are you talking about?" she said. "I know you saw me, otherwise you wouldn't have run. You reek of fear. Anxiety, but mostly fear," said Naruto as he sniffed. "You saw something you shouldn't have." "Well," said Naruto as he reached out from underneath his cloak, his blade in hand as Hinata saw it glistening in the moonlight. Hinata backtracked in fear, still on the ground. "No, don't do this," she said, tears in her eyes. "You shouldn't have spied on me," said Naruto. But guys, if you ain't subscribed right here for the next part, do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends and social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels over on Anime King, Anime King to Anime Prince. Links will be down in the description, so go ahead, check them out and enjoy guys. And yes, if you're new, I indeed have 4 channels that I post what fun every single day for you guys to enjoy, so go ahead and destroy that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking about all of you. So yeah, without further ado, I'm over for now. See you guys soon. Peace guys.